Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Elder. I'm a Lone Star College University Park biology faculty, as well as an online teaching faculty fellow. And in this session, I'm going to talk a little bit about Section 3, Assessment and Measurement from the online checklist, and how I've implemented some of the items that are required in my course. So we know that students are going to be worried about how they're going to be assessed. They're going to want to know how they'll be graded, how they're going to receive feedback, all these things transparent and upfront so that they can prepare properly and be as successful as they can be in the course. And so in this section, there's some reasoning behind it there, but down here, you will find the LSC online checklist section 3.1 through 3.10. And if I click on that, then this is where we are here, looking at the required components for section 3. The first bit here, I'm going to jump over to my course in just a second, but 3.1 through 3.3, you can see it's talking about grading policies, grading scale, as well as a submission of late assignments. And many of these things were things that even before we started working through these, I would just have in my syllabus. And I think that that's great. And I still do have all those things in my syllabus, and most of the things here are in my syllabus. I have learned that redundancy in online courses is good as we've been thrown into teaching more online. And so what I've done is under my Start Here module, I have an introductory video there that covers these things, and also my syllabus there. And all these things are found in my syllabus, but also under that Start Here module, I've placed kind of a section for this grading and assessment stuff, the grading policy, important grading information, attendance and participation information here. This is kind of the area where I include a lot of section 3 information. In this section, you'll see that I have my grade determination from my syllabus there that kind of talks about what are the assignments going to look like, how will they be weighted, how will this contribute to their final grade in the course. I also have the grading scale right here. And then down below that, I have information about how will late work be treated, both in terms of just a general assignment and also an assessment if they needed to make up an assessment, making sure that I include what that would look like, that it needs to be approved through me, also that different ways that they might be able to take that assessment as well if it was a makeup assessment, if it were to be approved, how they could take that, where they could go, or where they'd be able to take that. So that kind of hits on those first few things. The next thing on the checklist is 3.4. The grade book is populated, set to visible, and utilized. We know a few semesters back we made sure that everything had to be in D2L and the D2L grade book. This was a big push. And so if when you start the course, if you go to grades and click on manage grades or the setup wizard, you can go through and you can set up these. I'm not going to show student names and grades from this previous course, but I have my gradebook set up there. And when you go through, you want to make sure that you set it up as visible. You can always tell when you go to your gradebook if the little I is not crossed out. If it's available there, then you know that students can see their grade. And it's important for them to be able to see that grade being updated as the semester goes along so that they know how they're doing, of course. Next, after that, 3.5, specific and descriptive criteria, rubrics, rationale, and or characteristics are provided for each graded assignment. So in this section, I think that I'm just going to go in and go to assignments just to look at an assignment that I do with my microbiology course. This is a case study assignment. If I go to it and click on edit folder, you will see in this section that there is what the assignment is. It also has the learning outcome this is associated with in the course. And then there's a place for a description here. Of course, this is also on the assignment itself, which is right here. So students can click on that. The dates are all posted for them so that they know this will pop up in their calendar, but it also will describe to them, hey, you need to fill out parts 1 and 2 after you've read through the case study and be able to answer those questions. And don't forget, this is due on May 11th. So it provides them that information for them to read through, and they kind of know what to expect. I tell them in here what I'm expecting. Each question is worth a total of 2 points. Once you submit it, I'll provide you feedback on that. Make sure you answer the part 1 and part 2 questions. So just providing them information about how they'll be graded and what that looks like in terms of the case study and how I'll provide feedback for that. And then those students it tells them that they will submit that through course activities and assignments, so they know they're going to submit it right here where they went to the assignment. I usually will double this up and also put it in my D2L weekly shell as well, so you can click on it and go straight to the assignments there, rather than having to go to course activities and assignments, but they can go through both avenues to do that. All right, 3.6, the instructor provides quantitative and qualitative feedback. So just to jump back to this assignment, if I go to come back over here and go to grade this or view submissions, of course I've already graded this, so I'll go in here. Let's see, let's just pick one of these here. And as we go in and check this out, this is the assignment that's there. There's a little case study. This student did type in their answers that were there for each of those different case study questions. Over here, I noticed that there were some issues with the graph that were here and the way that they were describing the different lines here on the graph. And so I went through and explained, hey, the red line represents the amount of virus in the blood over time, whereas the blue line represents the anti-HIV antibodies, and went through the whole explanation of why there, and then let them know that their other answers looked really good and whatnot. So provided them some feedback there. It's just one example of providing feedback on an assignment, and then they got their grade, quantitative feedback and qualitative feedback on this assignment. All right, then let's see. Next, 3.7, student participation is clearly defined and a mechanism for measuring quality and quantity are provided. So there, if I go back to that section that I was just showing you a moment ago here, from my syllabus, again, this is something that it was in my syllabus already, but I've included it here to kind of talk about what I expect. I expect regular attendance of course and participation in the course. And I say that this means logging into the course daily to check your announcements and your emails and diligently work through each week's checklist items. So letting them know I expect for you to log in daily. Grades are taken each week. And so those are things that need to be completed weekly. And so I kind of give them an idea of what that's going to look like in terms of their attendance and participation in the course in that area as well. All these things related to their graded items and how they're going to be assessed in the course. Let's see. 3.8, instructor upholds academic integrity by reviewing lockdown browser and webcam footage. We'll look at that in just a second. 3.9, exams state the allotted time. So we'll look at that when we look at the lockdown browser. And then 3.10 is an AI usage policy. I know we're going to have a generalized policy likely coming out soon, but I do definitely discuss AI in my course and talk with my students about artificial intelligence. And I tell my students that I do encourage it, but of course, I want them to use it in an ethical way. I want them to maintain academic integrity in the course. I talk about when I think they should use it, when I don't want them to use it, and things like that. So there's my kind of policy there, but this is not a standardized policy, and I think this is something that still is in the works, but will likely be some type of policy that can come out that you can include. So of course, include something that you feel would be applicable to your course in terms of artificial intelligence. I made sure to let my students know that when I'm assessing them on an exam, in a major exam, then I want them to show me what they know. I don't want them to show me what somebody else knows or what the AI knows or something like that. So you can provide that insight there. And then going back to those previous two on assessments, maintaining academic integrity, if I go to course activities and quizzes, and looking at assessments here, just to look at I always give a practice lockdown browser and webcam exam or quiz at the very beginning of the semester. And so for that, I provide information there about when it's going to be due. They have 20 minutes to take it. And then if I click on this and let's go just look at it really quickly, what that looks like. What I like to do for this is a place where I will tell them I want them to treat this as if it was an exam. This is where they're going to take their exams in the online course, is through Respondus Lockdown Browser and Webcam. And so for this practice quiz, I explained that I want them to, in the description, that I want them to walk through it like they're taking an exam, walk through all the protocols involved with that. I provide them with the lockdown browser and webcam rules from the syllabus there. And then as they go into the question is really simple. It's just a true false question that says that they ask them if they understand the policies and procedures regarding lockdown browser and webcam. I provide all those again, and then they click true or false for that. They will need to click true. If they don't, then I'll reach out to them and having a conversation about that as to why they don't agree to it, and we can talk about that. But no one's ever said no. So that's kind of what I do with that. And this is under lockdown browser and webcam. So they're practicing this just to make sure too that I know that they can get into the lockdown browser and webcam. So if you go to lockdown browser up here at the top, and I'm going to come down to practice lockdown browser here and click on it. And when you click on this, then it will open up. You will be able to set those lockdown browser and webcam settings. And then also you can review videos of students that have gone in and taken that. And I take this opportunity. I don't know why it's not opening here. Let's see if I can refresh it maybe. Let's see. Okay. Well, when you go in there, you'll be able to review those videos that students have made. And I take this time to really go through all those videos. It's a very short quiz. It only takes a few minutes to do it. Even though I have 20 minutes, it only takes a few minutes. And I will look at those videos and I'll reach out to all the students and talk to them about things that happened during that quiz. If there was something irregular, like that wouldn't have been allowed in a regular exam, I'll let them know about that. That way they're getting a good practice of what it looks like to take a lockdown browser and webcam test. I know that not everybody utilizes that, but it is important to have some form of academic integrity built into your course, whether that's assessments under lockdown browser and webcam, sending students to a testing center. Not everybody has tests per se. They might be doing other major assignments, so that's understandable. So where it's applicable, it's really important to know. I know in science and math, we like to have something here. And I know for my online courses, I want to be able to see that the student taking the exam is the student that is supposed to be taking the exam as well. And this provides that opportunity to do that. So through some mechanism, be able to go back and review those videos and be able to provide that that place for students to take an exam where we know that they're taking the exam and they're doing it on their own and with their own knowledge. I think that kind of hits on all those different areas of that online checklist for 3 that are required components. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.